Hi guys, this is Tonya again. Today I wanted to read this formula, the Willie Lynch doctrine formula that I am always referring to, and I just wanted to share the formula itself. I'm not going to go through the whole letter. The letter is said to have been written in 1712 on December 25th. And so, according to this document, Willie Lynch was invited to Virginia in order to train other slave owners on the method of controlling their slaves. So, that's the basic introduction. But what I am going to read to you is the actual formula that he affirmed and was confident. Now we're talking 1712. He was confident that this formula will hold true 300 years from that date. Okay? So, here we go. A foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. I guarantee everyone. I'm sorry. So, I'm sorry. Let me start reading again because I keep getting lost. I have a foolproof method for controlling your slaves. I guaranteed everyone of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. My method is simply any member of your family or your overseers can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this simple little list of differences and think about them. On top of my list is age, but it's there only because it starts with an A. The second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, sizes of plantation, status on plantation, attitude of owners, whether the slaves live in the valley or in the hill, east, west, north, south, have fine hair, coarse hair, or tall or short. So let me just stop right there for a minute. So here you have a man who has studied the differences within the black culture and has implemented a strategy on how to utilize those differences in order to break this population to its lowest form in an effort for him to go get control over their minds and keep them at a state of ignorance. So today we see those things. Our black youth deal with low self-esteem, looking for validation through the media, through these reality shows. And not only our youth, we have adults who too don't look within for success or have no appreciation for who they are. But, they replicate images that they see on TV or that society deemed as a success story, or what society deem as beautiful or intelligent, and those other labels that we like putting on people in order to either validate them or suppress their growth. So again, you got the dark skin, you got light skin. You see it in on TV when our black men become successful, and they start picking these exotic women as wives. They make them look good. It creates envy. Then you see other people seeing that lifestyle as that successful. That is what it is. And in order for me to be successful, that's the life that I need to attain as well. And so it's looking at those differences, and it's being able to create those emotions, that envy, that fear, that distrust, that low self-esteem, in order to gain power over that individual's mind. So I'm going to go back to the reading. Whether the slaves live in the valley or hill, west, north, south, have fine here or coarse here, or before that, I shall assure you that distrust is stronger than trust, and envy stronger than adulation, respect, or admiration. The black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self refueling and self generating for 100 of years, maybe thousands. Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus young black male, and the young black and the fair skinned slaves. This is not working. Sorry, young black male against old black male. You must use the dark skinned slave versus the light skinned slaves, and the light skinned slave versus the dark skinned slave. You must use the female versus male, and the male versus the female. You must also have white servants and overseers who distress all blacks. But it is necessary that your slave trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. Gentlemen, these kits are our key to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. If used intensively for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetually distrustful. Thank you, gentlemen. Now let's make a slave. So there you go. That's not all. That's just some of the things that he stated. He went further to, like I have shared before, to use those differences in ways such as, again, like I've said, removing the black male from the home, keeping a woman dependent, raping them to create different amount of use in order to create that level of envy and distrust and, you know, degradation among the black population. And unfortunately, what happens today is we have implemented that same method, sometimes, unknowingly, to our children. We may make comments and say, I hear a lot of parents say to our black males, you have three strikes against you. You're a male, you're black, and there's no place for you in this world. Now, if that's not setting a child up for failure, I don't know what it is. If the first message that a child receives is that everything about them will produce failure because of who they are, why would they try to be the best that they can be? You know, and one of the things as parents that we need to understand and implement with our children is children really growing to be their individual self without the influence of what our values and morals are on them. How do you truly understand who you are if you're not allowed to become the individual that you should be? Where you understand why you make the decision that you make, where you have the full understanding of that decision, that choice, and that consequence, and you can stand on it or either learn from it. So, and I think that, this is why I love Jaden Smith so much. That's Jada and Will Smith's son. I love to see this kid because clearly he has a not not even courage, but he has the balls to be who he want to be. You know, he doesn't have a problem with it. I seen a lot of comments that were being made about him wearing a Louis Vuitton dress. And I thought, this is great. He is a young man that, his maleness is not even in jeopardy, you know. Um, he's amazing. He's just amazing. I think that Jada and Will have done a wonderful job of allowing their children to grow, you know, as true individuals. That's free, being free in every sense of the word, not allowing societal norms to dictate to us how we define happiness, how we define success, and most importantly, how we define ourselves. No one should have that control over you or our children, and we should not teach our children to allow anyone to have that level of control over who they are. That decision is theirs. Their destiny is in their hand, and whoever they choose to be, whoever they desire to be, that is within their control, not society's. You don't dictate whether I'm pretty or not. You may think I'm the ugliest female in the world, and you know what? That's okay. I love me. I don't have a problem with me. So yeah, that's the Willie Lynch doctrine, and that's the formula that we continue to see today utilize and successfully in America. And that's it.